think I enjoy coaching. I played badminton on a equivalent level, I would say, to Diamond, and I always enjoyed coaching. So I thought I'd try it for Overwatch as well. I love Overwatch, really, really do.
Right, right.
Uh,
How long have you
yeah,
been playing Overwatch?
I think since season one, Overwatch one. Yeah,
Okay.
I think that's about
Awesome,
right.
awesome. And I'm seeing now like you play a little bit of Sombra and a lot of support. Is that correct?
Yeah, definitely. I
Okay.
love playing Anna and Zen and so on.
Okay. So what does your hero pool look like over time? Has it always been those characters? Has it changed over the years, or is it stayed relatively the same?
I think it has always been Anna, and as I started, I played a lot of Soldier. I really hit Soldier hard,
Yeah,
and
yeah,
then
yeah.
I switched to support, and that was mainly Anna.
Yeah, yeah, makes sense. And the Zenyatta and the Sombra, when does that kind of become part of the piece of the
I
pie?
think Zenyatta 2 years ago, and Sombra really recently. I think
Gotcha.
6 to 9 months.
Okay, interesting. So what happened with the Sombra? Like, did you just go, "Oh wow, this is a lot of fun to play"? I might have inserted a DPS character. Like, what happened there?
No, I wanted to try some other characters, and I have a really good friend I play with a lot, and he's like has I think 8,000 hours of Zombra quotation.
Oh my gosh.
So
Yeah. Wow.
he's he's like playing only this character, and he loves
Yeah.
it. And
Yeah.
I
Is
just
he
thought I'd
human?
try
Are
it.
you sure? Are you sure?
Yeah, they're just
Yeah,
over
okay.
exaggregating. But
Yeah. Okay. Okay. Perfect. Perfect. And have you been enjoying Sombra? I assume.
yeah, I really do. And
Okay.
I know I like Sombra because as soon as I play Soldier and something does not go right, I switch back to Sombra because I feel more comfortable playing.
Got it. Got it. And where does Moira fall into this?
I think as I played Anna, I got up to Diamond as well, and it tend to had this time, I think a few weeks, months ago, where Anna was really hard to play
Mm-hmm.
because of different factors, and I tried Moira, and I enjoyed her because you could do a lot of off-angling with her in positions and not punished as hard.
Yeah. Of
That
course.
was fun.
Of course. Okay. So if you were to have your priority list for support, would it be something like Anna's and Moira right now?
Yeah,
Okay. And then for DPS, would it be Sombra then Soldier or vice versa?
I would say Sombra, then May, and then Sword.
Sombra then May then Soldier. Okay. And then in terms of role priority, like 50-50, 40-60, like how much support versus how much damage do you usually put in?
It comes in bursts. I play either only DPS or only
Mm.
support for a few weeks. So
So
because
it's a weekly burst kind of a thing, like several weeks.
yeah, it's just like not to burn out in one go, I
Right,
would
right.
say.
I actually I like that strategy a great deal because a lot of people I work with will sometimes try to work on two roles simultaneously, and it can be difficult. You speak on burnout, but I speak from an educational standpoint, right, where it can be difficult to implement some of the goals without enough repetition. And so if you're
Yeah,
playing both roles every day, then you might just not get the amount of repetition. I'd rather you work at a role for 2 or 3 weeks and then not play it for 2 or 3 weeks and so on. I think that's a much better way of learning things. So that's good to hear.
agree. Yeah.
Now, in terms of your playtime, you got 2 hour blocks 2 to 4 times a week. Is that still the case?
Yeah, I would say I have a really stressful job,
Yes.
which requires a lot of hours. So
Right.
that is, I think, at the moment the most I can get in.
Okay, yeah, and that seems very reasonable. So for goals here, Masters would be nice. I just want Overwatch to be a nice thing in the evening, where I try to be good at it, but maybe not invest my life into it. And I think where you're at right now with the 4 to 8 hours a week, I think that's you've hit a nice spot here. In terms of rank, I think where are you right now with damage and support rank wise?
With damage, I'm Diamond 4, I think, at
Mm-hmm.
the moment. Was Diamond 3, and
Mm-hmm.
support, I think I fell down to Plat 1, and
Plat
I'm
one.
think Diamond 5 now. But yeah,
Got
so
it. Got
around
it.
about that.
Okay. Okay. I think given the amount of time where you're at right now, I think high diamond or low masters is possible. I don't know if you'd be able to sustain low masters if you hit it with the amount of time. But I definitely
Yeah,
think that there's some we can improve some of the processes. There's give you some feedback and some things to work on that will basically squeeze all the juice out of the orange with where you're at right now.
it just to get right. I'm not trying to
Of course.
crazily do. Yeah, it's just like if I want to do
Yeah.
something, then I want to invest
Right.
which
Right.
which is necessary.
But I do think it is helpful to kind of know where your ceiling is in terms of your
Yeah.
play time. So, okay. What do you feel is holding you back from improving? I think mechanics can always be better, but I have okay aim on Sombra and Ana. So when you talk about practicing your mechanics or warming up or playing, do you have any tricks or tips? Do you have any strategic approaches that help you to do better? Do you warm up with any of your characters?
I usually play one or two quick play games most of the time.
Yes.
And I sometimes do a bit of an aim code but
Yeah.
that
Yeah.
bores me really, really fast. So
Right.
then I
Right. Right.
switch probably to quick play as well.
Understandable. I would recommend using those aim codes, but what I would do is I would use them for very brief periods of time. So I think for me, when I'm using, like, let's say Vaxta, right, that aim training
Hmm.
code,
Yeah,
um,
that's all.
I would do no longer than 5 minutes
Okay.
because I would put on a song or two, turn off the audio, and just aim for 5 minutes, and then jump immediately into ranked if you can. If I would try that, or if you need the quick play game to kind of feel in it, if that's what feels better for you, then to try to limit it to just the one, if you can,
Hmm.
just to be as most efficient of your time. Like so we talked about, squeeze as much juice out of the orange as you
Yeah,
can, and
understand.
yeah, just a little bit more efficient use of your time because quick play is it
Waste of
might
time
get
a lot. Yeah.
it's slow, right? That you die and you have to run all the way back from spawn and you're not shooting. It's not the best warm up, for lack of a better term, but that might be a little bit useful.
Hmm.
And like I said, just encourage yourself to use Vaxta. Just do it for really short times. Like if you really don't feel like it, even just 2 minutes of Vaxta is still better than probably an entire quick play when it comes to warming up your aim. Just because of how much you shoot, right? Like it's just there's so
Yeah.
much shooting, right? Okay, let's finish this up here. So mostly I think tilt and I can't stand to play another game on terms of mentality. So I'll elaborate on
Yeah.
that one. That's a great
It's
point.
sometimes I'm used to it by now, but sometimes and I log into the game and I want to play, and then I say, do I really want to do the struggle? And it is always
Right, right,
the possibility to have really bad games and blah 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 blah. Blah.
right.
And then I have to force myself to play a game, and if that game wins goes well, okay, then I'm in it, and then I can
Yeah,
play some more. So, but sometimes I just can't do it, and then I just do quick play or something.
yeah,
And
yeah.
if I'm playing and one, two, three bad games happen, then I'm out and
Yes.
for the day. So
Right, right. And it's worse because that's your free time, right? That's been spent on that as well.
yeah, and most of the time I what I enjoy really really well is playing quick play. We have a group of two, three people, and that is so much more enjoyable. And then I think that or quick or rank, I'll do I'll do the
Yeah,
more enjoyable one.
I understand that as well. I think like there's really no easy answer to this one at all because I think a lot of people would say some coaches would be, well, you need to stop playing quick play or you just need to. But the reality is that you don't have aspirations of going pro or going for grandmaster, right? So you're just there to enjoy the game, and so improving is fun, but so is playing with friends. And so here's some advice. Okay, so I think you need to approach it in one of two ways. You either need to allow yourself to just let it be a casual experience, play quick play with friends. If that's what you feel like doing, that's totally fine, right? It's just a game ultimately, right? But if you really want to have that competitive itch scratched, if you want to feel like I'm accomplishing something, you need to practice having more of the feeling of satisfaction being on your shoulders and not the game's shoulders. So if you go in and you have a really bad game, you still need to feel like that game was productive for you, even if it wasn't a win. And that's really why we're here, right? Like that's I
Yeah, I
want to give you
understand
those
that.
things.
I got that from your videos, and it helped quite a lot
Right.
to actually play, because if I concentrate on, okay, now I play Sombra and I want to do this, and I want to go in on off angle and have a plan for
Right.
if something goes, and then throw the locket and so
Right.
that helps if that works to ease the pain, I would
Right,
say.
right. It takes conscious effort though, right? Because it can be very easy to
Yeah,
start to focus on the win. You know, it's like we're getting close, we can
yeah,
win this, right? But you have to
oh
stay
yeah,
focused on what you're
yeah.
practicing. And for some people, like that can be a big ask, especially when you've worked all day long. Like it takes mental energy to do that. And so, I think what might be like, let's say, a good compromise on days where you just don't feel it it might be good to treat Overwatch like exercise, where let's say you have a day that you really don't sleep well, right? It's really not great to then go and run 10 miles, right? But what you can do is you can say, you know what, I'm just going to run 1 mile, just run 1 mile. So maybe you go in and you force yourself with intention to play the one game, just one ranked game, with full intention, practicing whatever you're supposed to practice, and then just go quick play with friends. Like if you're just not feeling it, that's totally fine, because I think that
eat your vegetable first.
Right. And what we call it minimum effective dose, essentially, right? Where like you'd be surprised at how much better you can get with only one game with full intensity, right? So I think that would be a good approach for you, because ultimately, like, ranking up in Overwatch isn't like, it shouldn't be vegetables, right? Otherwise, why are you doing it, right? It's just a video game. Yeah. So the big thing I'd say is always, whether you're playing competitive for long periods of time or short periods of time, try to always have that one thing to work on, and then be okay with smaller doses if necessary. That would be my recommendation. Nothing probably new, maybe just a good reminder.
Yeah.
Okay. I don't really have any other questions from your forum. Do you have any other questions for me?
No.
Okay. If you want to send me a replay code, we can get started.
Yeah, I have two, because I have the old things I've pinned got deleted as the patch went live someday.
Yep.
So I have one which was a total disaster. I think I played bad and the team played bad and everything went wrong. And then I have one that is a close call. So what shall it be?
I would say whatever one where you feel like you have more questions, because we'll find stuff to work on with both.
Then the first one, because I didn't know shit what to do.
Sure. I think there's a chance as well that we might be able to look at a little bit of both as well. Okay, so
it started okay, the first fight, and then blah.
Yeah, we'll definitely have time for both with the amount of time here. Now, are you Anna here?
No, I'm Boop Hackby.
Oh, this is Sombra. Is this all Sombra today?
Yeah.
Oh, this will be exciting. I haven't coached Sombra in a long time. I've missed it. Okay, let's take a look here. So we talked about, like, you've seen some of my videos, off angle, Sombra, shoot, translocator, and so on. You've had ideas, I'm sure, of things to work on in the past. Is there anything very recently that has come to mind of things that you've been working on?
I think concentrating more on being on an off angle with an out, because I die a lot.
Yes.
And the translocator hits stuff I don't see, or there is some invisible barrier or something. That happens a lot to me.
Yes, I understand. Sombra was actually like the character that, I put, let me actually show you really quickly here. When she was reworked, I had never really played much Sombra, but when she was reworked, there you go, right? Like, I put a lot of time into Sombra, and I actually started Masters 4 and dropped all the way to Diamond 5 or 4, and then went all the way back. So I went through everything, and all the pain points that you've had, I dealt with. It took me a long learning curve. So punishing.
The higher you get, the better people are. Then you have a tracer and a diva that is chasing you, and then there was a bug where the whole team can see you if someone saw you, and blah blah blah. So yeah.
Right. So any questions with Sombra specifically before we go in?
No.
Okay. Well, we will see. Going directly for backline, that's fine. That's your escape route. We already know where we're going from here. Now, this is where things get very interesting, because this is where breakpoints have changed. When I was playing Sombra, this was before Season 9, there was not a lot of reason to hack unless the person, like, you wanted to burst the person down. Like, maybe a hacked Ana isn't too bad, because she might nade you, right? You might be able to kill her before she even gets nade off if your tracking is really good. Or sometimes the same thing with Soldier and Healing Station and so on. Now with Season 9, everyone's health pools went up, but Virus's damage did not go up, with the exception of the burst damage, right? So when you apply the virus, let me look at it, the hack will amplify not just the damage over time,
but direct damage. Yeah.
But the direct damage, of course, right? I'm not sure by how much. I'm looking it up on the...
I tend to never hack targets.
It's 25, so it's an additional 25. So that's very important, because you look at something like this, and a hack plus virus here will do 140 damage very quickly. And it's also versus a target where you're guaranteed to get the hack off. And it's also versus a target who has a lot of cooldowns that can kill you or pressure you if you don't kill them quickly. So I actually look at this right here, and if this was Season 9, I might say maybe hack, maybe don't hack, maybe just virus because it's an Ana, like you just shoot. But now, I think you hack.
Interesting.
I think you hack. I think you hack. I think there's going to be other people that have different opinions. I think this is something certainly worth experimenting with. I know Yeatle. I'm not sure if you're familiar with Yeatle, the streamer. He's a big fan of the hacking into virus nowadays. So I think this is a hack situation right here. Now, regardless of what we do, we'll look at how we approach this. The timing is good. The shots are good. And that's why we hack, right? That's kind of like where we're at. I mean, you can see it perfectly right here, where it's like she gets the nade off, and she also lives. That's why we hack. So basically what I would ask yourself is, can I get this hack virus off, or will they dodge the virus? And if the answer is right. Regardless, good engage, good angle, good pressure. Now, let's actually talk a little bit about assassination versus pressure. So this is really essentially where I think the differences in Sombra playstyles are, but you really need to be doing both all the time. So I look at this here. Can you apply good pressure from this angle here?
At most on the Mercy.
Okay, on the Mercy. Okay, what about from this angle here?
On the Ana? Yeah.
All right, right. Maybe the Ana. Even shooting Winston Bubble, right? The question is how, if you're here, in theory, how long can you stay here? How much risk are you at under right here?
If the monkey moves, quite a lot.
What about here?
Yeah, I can stay there longer, and I see him jump and blah, blah, blah.
Right. So do you see how, like, what we're really looking at is a spectrum of high risk, high reward to low risk, low reward. And what that means is that it changes how you behave. If you were to shoot monkey bubble right now, you'd be an idiot, right? That would be a huge mistake. But if you were to shoot monkey bubble here, it wouldn't be too bad because, hey, it's easy to shoot. And also I can stay here for a long time and burn people, right? So that's why when you go for these kind of plays here, it's really important that you're not targeting monkey or monkey bubble with this. This has to be on Mercy because you can't stay here for long. So you need to, it's the same reason why when you go here, you don't shoot the Ana and Tickler, you virus and try to go for the kill immediately because it's a really risky position to be. So you need to get this assassination here. And then now here, you just shoot. So a lot of this here is frankly, obviously like maybe a couple missed shots here and there, but mostly it's like you had an opportunity there to continue to finish the kill on Mercy and you didn't get it. Good?
Yeah.
Obviously, always a risk whenever you do anything. Oh, nice virus.
On the objective. What are you doing? Stay near my pylon.
So I would actually take an angle here. Yeah, there you go.
Care to join?
And then now you have a choice. You have a choice. Low risk, low reward, or high risk, high reward. Tell me where the low risk, low reward position would be. Kind of a broad question. Think about it for a second.
I would say on the right corner of the
Yeah,
screen.
yeah, like here-ish, right? Just kind of poke, poke, poke. Winston jumps you, transcode over here, and just keep shooting, right? Again, you're basically playing like Soldier, but with the translocator instead of a sprint, right? That's fine. Now, high risk, high reward. Where would you be?
In the middle of the bridge, shooting down at Soldier and
Sure.
Baptiste.
Sure. Even committing to it if you need to, dropping quietly behind them and going for an assassination. Okay, so that's fine. That's it. So the question is, which one do you feel makes the most sense right now? Which one has a slightly higher reward or a slightly lower risk than you think?
Farah.
Well, let's say you didn't know Farah was there, because let's be honest, you don't.
Yeah, both have healers, so I would say Baptiste and Soldier.
I would say Baptiste and Soldier, but there's a very specific reason why I would say Baptiste and Soldier. Because you're already here.
And the team is in here. Yeah.
If you were here, I would say you don't necessarily need to go for Baptiste Soldier right now. Just shoot, because you're already here. Same thing with this here. But because you're here, it's very easy for you to just go, right? So just do it. Does that make sense? So take whatever engage you're set up for. Now, the real question here is, should you hack or should you virus with what you know now?
Yeah, I think if we follow the the logic, then I think here I would just virus again and shoot.
Okay. I would say either virus and shoot or hack then virus and shoot, because this guy, again, has defensive cooldowns that you can deny from ever being used, right? Like you might
I think
just...
hack
you might just
highlights me so much in a fight because
It does. It does, but the question is just when does it highlight you? Look at what's happening right now.
Okay, true.
Right? So if the timing is excellent, then it's not really much of an issue. In addition, not just when, but where. Look at where you are right now. Very difficult to punish you right here. This is an excellent position for you to be. So regardless of whether you want to hack and virus, maybe something to experiment with. Like, that's my big point. I just want you to experiment more with this. Whatever the case may be, certainly start with the virus so that you keep before he starts to strafe. You understand?
Yeah.
Certainly start with the virus. Because you hit it there, but you just there's not enough teeth, for lack of a better term. There wasn't enough damage used. And then
I
obviously
mean, my aim is shit.
I mean, maybe. I actually don't think it was that terrible. Like, I think, like, just open with the virus, you know? The aim was actually fine, in my opinion. I think that, yeah, just needed to be a little bit faster to respond as well. In addition to that, where should you have disengaged?
Yeah, to the right, probably.
Probably to the right, right? Being a little bit more self-sufficient, just to guarantee cover and then and so on. Because if you go here, yeah, high ground's good. It's better than nothing, but frankly, you're still going to be chased. Okay.
No inventes. They don't know when to give up. Hello. Ya volví.
What do you think? What do you think?
At the time, I think I just virused him and go for it.
Right. Should you hack this?
No,
Why not?
I think there's no time for it.
No, exactly.
And
Like, he's going to cancel it, right?
Yeah, and no defensive cooldowns that really saves him. If
Right. Okay, so let's see. This is what I would describe as a higher risk, higher reward angle as well, because where can you poke and spam for long periods of time right now? I don't. You see what I'm saying? There isn't really a good angle, because even if you went back to where we were previously, this is really too far to be much of a threat at all.
Yeah.
So I think this is the correct target. It's the correct play. Maybe a little bit early, and certainly this is no bueno. So I know you're like, oh, I'm gonna translocate away and get a bit fat EMP, but I really think that EMPs need to be something that you almost always have an escape route. Almost always, just because. You can get a fat EMP, but in 5v5, you need people to follow up. And if you're immediately dead, even if you get a 3-man EMP, first off, where's my team? Second off, even if your team was there, there's no way that your team can save you. There's no way. There's no way. And not only that...
I think I just saw the Diva and the Mercy and I thought, yeah, that works.
Yeah, I understand. But where would have been the proper escape route here?
You mean after I EMP'd
Or right here? Because gotten a lot of value. Look at the space you've created, right?
to the right, I would say.
To the right, or here, right? You've got options, right? Come. Okay.
Activating self-destruct sequence. Peace.
Okay, waiting for our team. So this might be where you can kind of analyze the setup a little bit. So this BAP is fine, but do you see how like the BAP can see you? It's kind of hard to say. So you kind of see how the soldier can see you when you see the BAP, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
Is there a better approach and setup for this exact same assassination? Where could you go to make this assassination
At
better?
the corner in front of me.
Right, just the corner here, right? It's just a little bit more cover, and there's a little bit more threat. And you're not scared of getting close to a bat because it's not a Reaper, right? You don't need to be this far when you're going for this assassination.
Complete. Mucho mejor. Stay close. 60 seconds. Gotta go.
I mean, this is fine. If they spend all that time damaging you, it's fine. It's fine. This is fine with one exception. Obviously hit the virus, and then I think you just got lasered.
Yeah, that's
Like, that's crazy. You just got lasered. Okay, so this is... Yeah, this is whatever. We'll keep going. We're going to have plenty of time. So, basically, here's what I would describe. Minor errors at the end. Obviously, your team is, like, very tilted and playing very poorly as well. But what are you seeing so far? Like, what are some details to kind of keep an eye on? Because we'll have time for that second code. We'll look at that second code. What are some things that we're going to be looking at from that second code that we've kind of learned from here?
I think positioning based on highness of risk and reward, and if hacking is necessary or not.
Okay. And what factors educate that choice with hacking?
I would say if it is at all possible to get it off, and then the character are trying to assassinate.
Right.
If
Okay.
if the person has cooldowns that can prevent it, blah blah blah.
I like the scouting here. This may be a very short map. So this is another one here. So you look at this here, and you're thinking, maybe I don't have time to get the hack off before it gets interrupted with how much stuff is going on here, right? So I need to open with virus. The problem is you do not read the movement pattern. So you're going to virus as she's moving,
Did I scare you?
and then you miss. What I would say here
Did I scare you?
is as soon as you see that you're not going to get the kill here, which is right here, right? What should you do?
Translocate away
Why?
to not die to the ash.
To not die to the ash, because you're just gambling that she doesn't hit a shot, right?
Yeah,
Here's the way to look at it, okay? Let me actually pull up a graph here, because I think this is a very interesting, at least I think it's an interesting way of looking at it. Let me restart my stream here. So you'll need to click, you'll need to click my profile picture at the top of Discord and click over. And it should be Microsoft. Can you see this?
C-Paint, yeah.
So basically, here's your cycle, right? You're applying, here's Sombra cycle, right? You show up, you shoot, you virus, you apply pressure. This is your value, right? And then you keep shooting, get low, and then there's downtime, and then your value is 0. And then you wait until you have your HP back, you wait until you get Translocator again, and you get your virus back, and then you do it again, right? And this is kind of what Sombra value looks like. What I'm telling you to do is if you miss your virus, or the person uses cooldowns and responds, and you can't get a kill anymore, I want you to not to do this and keep getting the value and keep getting the value. I want you to cut it off early. Bam. And the reason why that's the case is because the gaps between Sombra applying value again are pretty much uniform. It will always be about this long because what are you waiting for, right? HP, virus, translocator. You will always have to wait this segment of time. So if you mess it up and you know that this section right here is not going to be that valuable, like I'll do like 40 damage to Ana and maybe get a little bit of distraction, why bother getting that crappy value? Instead, move this green downtime over. Just call it right now. Just immediately cut it off right now. So that then instead of waiting until here to do your next cycle, when's your next cycle going to be? Here. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
If you
Fits
Go
into
ahead.
that a lot.
Right. So if you mess up, if you basically get an engage that you do not like, and you're like, I did not hit the virus, I don't have a real threat of forcing cooldowns or getting kills, or they might just kill it, end it right there. Because you will then be able to go back faster sooner. Because what I promise you here, so we'll stop the stream there. What I promise will happen here is that you're going to do two things. Click back in my profile picture. Yeah, there you go.
Yeah.
Is you're going to risk your life, which we already talked about, but also you're going to have a period of time where you have virus and you're not ready to go. So let's watch.
Catch you later. Neta?
You see it?
Them get active.
You should have basically cut it. You messed up right here, just disengage. Bam. So we transcate out, and that saves us, let's see how much time. So we're at 341, 340, 339, 2 seconds. Saved you 2 seconds. So then you would be not only 2 seconds of time, but also you would be 70 HP higher, right? So you would already be close to full HP
Neta? We're
and going in now with full HP and virus. You see how that's more efficient?
Yeah, makes sense.
Very important to understand that cycle. Because right now is a perfect opportunity to go on this Ashe, but you cannot do it. Well, you can, but it's risky, right? It's risky.
It's basically like with Wrecking Ball going out
Yes,
fast and then
exactly.
coming back faster and so. Yeah, okay.
Right, you're familiar with this topic, so it's important to apply it as much as you can. You need to read the situation. How much distraction, how much damage am I getting? Oh no, I'm risking my life. Oh no. Because the virus is your peak in value. So I would even consider, if you miss your virus, consider just immediately disengaging and trying again. Good. That was a good gauge. And also probably smart that you didn't open with hack, because yeah, Coach Gun's annoying, Dynamite's annoying, but maybe just track. If you just hit the virus, she's not going to heal herself, right?
much better. Ya volví. You're mine now.
Obnoxious.
Yeah.
And that's, I assume that's the game. That's, okay, yeah. Okay, let's move on to the next code.
Sure.
Excellent. And you said this one was competitive.
Yeah, that's a closer call. We, I think, won or lost. I don't know, but
Okay, excellent. So things that I am looking at is
Catch you later.
high risk, high reward choices. Should I hack? Should I not hack? And then if I fail my cycle, or they give me a lot of respect, am I willing to just cut it clean and then re-engage, or am I going to force it for bad value and high risk, right? Any questions so far?
no.
Okay, let's keep going here. Okay, this angle here is fine. I think I immediately go for backline here. Immediately. Few reasons why. Obviously, deeper angle is better, but you're thinking, oh, I don't necessarily need to. I can just poke. I don't think
Yeah.
this angle's good enough to do that. And also because I think the backline angle on this first point is quite exceptional. Because
Okay.
very congested small room, very difficult for them to see, very easy to get picks. And then also, mini health pack right here. Also another angle here, and cover here. It's really, really hard for them to chase you if you translocate wisely here. Something to consider. So is this low risk, low reward? High risk, high reward, obviously. What do you think? Which one? Low risk or high risk here?
I would say low risk.
I would say too. So then when should you be shooting?
I try to hack him first, but
Sure. But I would go as far to say, don't even worry about the hack. Just shoot now and keep shooting.
okay.
Because if he pushes you, he gets hacked. If he doesn't push you, you just keep shooting. You can just remember, you're thinking about, like, I am a DPS character that can take positions that other people cannot because I have a translocator. So just shoot and 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 shoot. Make him push you. Make him ignore the Doomfist. Because that's kind of useful, but also it's something that he can block. And
Yeah.
it also meant that you weren't shooting for 3 or 4 seconds.
True.
Did I scare you?
I would do that. What I would do is I would just, try to squishy viruses squishies behind, or even just save virus if they try to push you. But this is good. This is a perfect example of low risk, low reward. I don't necessarily like the low risk, low reward approach here because of what you can do on backline. But this is fine. It's still good value. So I think that the way that you're doing it is okay. I think maybe, like I said, you could shoot a little bit sooner. But my main critique is that I think it just would have been wiser to go for the backline then. That being said, you're still, like, you're playing this one pretty well.
Wait for it.
I'm ready. Yeah, this is just silly, right?
Yeah.
I think just remember, walk, grab the mini, go back and do it, right? That's fine.
But
But
that happens to me. Just a question regarding that happens to me a lot. I see, I'm low health. I see, a Bastion, and then I think, throw in a virus anyway.
Yeah, I mean,
And then
well, here's what you can do. Okay, so because it's like the voices, you just have to scratch the itch. You just have to do it. It's too tempting. Maybe there's a way where you can have a little bit of best of both worlds, because you need to not take damage to regenerate here. Yes, but you know what you don't have to do? You don't have to shoot. So what you could do here is you could virus and duck behind the counter and then grab the mini, and then let the damage tick, because he will be taking damage continuously, right? He will not have passive. He'll have the DPS passive on him, and then you will actually go back into stealth and come back in and virus him again, and you'll be full HP and he will not, right? So maybe the situations, right? Those situations where you have virus but you don't have HP, just throw the virus and duck behind cover, maybe.
Okay.
It might even be a totally fine strategy, right? Okay, let's keep going here. That being said, I think a pretty good demonstration of low risk, low reward value. I think it was okay. This is another low risk, low reward, right? Just keep shooting. Just keep shooting. I don't even know that I'd transgate out immediately, but it's fine. You go back, at least you go back in, right? You go out quickly, you go back in quickly. Keep shooting, keep shooting. Keep shooting. Okay, go back in. This is another situation where maybe you virus when you duck behind cover. Good, keep shooting.
Yeah, don't ask.
Okay.
Misclicked.
Oh, you misclicked. Did you mean the virus?
Yeah, no. I wanted to virus and then I somehow got on the queue.
Okay. It's fine. Should be winning that fight. I would go as far to say, like, this kind of virus here is just not worth it, because it's just too far. Because all it's going to do is give away your position. What should you do instead?
Go to the bridge under?
See, I didn't think about that. I was thinking about, like, going here. But I actually like your idea better. Go to the bridge under, and then listen and decide what you want to do. Because she's good. Now she's isolated. And Cassidy's isolated. And you could choose, like, whatever one you want, right? It's just too hard of a virus, right? It's too random about whether you're going to hit or not, and it gives away your position. Okay. 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 Low risk, low reward, just keep shooting. And then at some point, you may want to go like, okay, I'm losing value here, so I'm just going to transgate and go find my flank, right? Because I think at that point, you're like, okay, well, I'm not getting any more value. Let me know, by the way, if any questions come up, and I'll pause.
Yeah. Yeah, this is another one of those short circuit things where I see Mercy and I see two other people, and then I say, maybe I can get it, and then I just
The thing is like once again, you have to be very quick on the draw. So like this here, I don't hate, but you immediately need to transgate out, because you know what that Zarya is going to do. She's going to bubble and she's going to shoot you. So you need to, before you even get shot, you already should have been transgating out this direction or whatever. Because honestly, there's a chance here, if you do the virus here, you transgate out immediately. You force the bubble, you force the hinder, you live, whatever. You're still full HP, right? You go back in 3 seconds and you force Valkyrie by yourself. You understand what I'm saying? Like, I actually think there's a chance here that this could work. It's just, again, it's the execution of how it's done. You tend to virus in a really high-risk situation and then just keep shooting and not realizing that, hey, it's like the Bastion, right?
Overstaying my welcome.
You're overstaying your welcome, right? Like, you're 1v3 there, so, like, the distraction is fine. You just can't keep shooting there. It's like a Tracer without recall, right? Doesn't mean that you don't play the game. You just need to play the game differently. Like, even here, right? You cannot keep shooting here. You just can't. Right? So as soon as you go here, what should be the response right now?
Yeah. Teleporting to the right.
Right, teleport to the right. You're still 180 HP, so you can go right back in as soon as you get virus. And there it is, right? Like that is such an, because it's not just that, oh, you could have died here. It also means that because you were in such a rush, you did not choose a very good disengage route.
Yeah.
Right? And so that now you have virus, and you can't really do anything with it. You're gonna have to snipe with Virus, right? Whereas instead here, you would have been full HP, able to finish this target
Much
off,
closer.
or even go around for a flank on behind, right? So now, it's exactly what you said with the Wrecking Ball. It's having a little bit of downtime once you don't like your peak in value so that you can go back in so much sooner. Like, the idea is that, like, if you play it properly, you can Virus almost literally every time you have it. Like, even here, right? This is a great example of where it's not that you're under risk, but there's just not a lot of value of you being here. You see this? So what should you do now?
I think, yeah, there's no good targets to go. I would go to the right or the left somewhere.
I agree.
Flank.
It's not just the targets, but the angle as well. You don't have an angle anymore because of where your team is rotated. So just immediately transcade out, reset up, and catch. It's not because of Venture. It's because I want to be on. I don't want to be here, right? I want to be here. I want to be here, right? And so, you know, once again, it's like, it's kind of funny because I didn't even look at that as like bad because you could have died, but it's bad because you weren't doing anything, right? Okay. That was terrifying. Well, how close did he get?
Yeah, true. And why? What? Ah! Oh! Okay.
I was wondering, how did he do that?
What? Yeah, I thought as well.
That is really funny. Look at that. He had no idea. That's funny. Okay, that was terrifying. Like here, for example. You could go for a pressure cycle right now, but you know that as soon as you Virus and shoot, they're going to all turn on you, right? So what should you do? You're going to get 2 or 3 people on you instantaneously. What should you do?
Okay, I know what I did, but buy just the Mercy and then just go to the left
Yeah.
to escape and
Yeah.
draw the attention from my team.
Yep. And then go right back in again, right? Most Sombras make the mistake of looking at this and saying, I should wait. Your team is fighting right now. You cannot wait. But what you cannot do is stay for a long time. So you do exactly what you said. You Virus any of these 2 targets here. You shoot maybe 5 bullets, and then you immediately translocate out this direction or off to the side or to point even, right? And then you go back and you do it again. And by the time you get back, you'll have Virus, you'll have HP, and you'll do it again. But what you'll do is what you said. You will pull support resources away from here when your team needs to. You see that? You see, you're waiting. You cannot wait here. You have to go. The EMP's okay. The EMP's okay. But this might be a situation where it would be a better EMP if you went for a tickle and then came back in for the real punch.
Yeah.
Did the jab before the cross, because now this feels quite bad. And then again, now it's like you commit so hard. Like, frankly, I would first off be turning my attention away from Valking Mercy because you can't kill her anyway. So just EMP and then shoot these guys, right? There's a better chance of killing them. But then also, like, you know, again, it's like we really commit, now we're dead. And even if we didn't die, if you transcade out this way at 30 HP, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Now we're back in, right? It's too long. It's too long. No comment? Oh, no.
I do it again.
No. Angle.
But like,
Okay. This time we get in it. Yeah, here's another look here, right? So, what's the problem here? Where's the enemy's attention, and where are you?
all over the place, I would say.
Right. Is there any chance here that you're going to be able to avoid getting shot here? And I think the answer is probably no. It just feels a little bit naked. I understand the hack there, but it's too exposed. It's too in the open. And then again here, it's like, it feels like your brain freezes. You're like, oh, I didn't quite get the hack. I got to stay on the target. And then your value is plummeted as soon as you don't get the hack. Just
I think I tend to do that a lot. I focus myself on one target, and then it is that target or I'll die fighting, so to speak.
Yes, exactly.
Which is stupid, but it tends to go that way often, and that's why I die a lot, I think.
Yeah, let's really emphasize that downtime for uptime. I think that's going to help a lot of your different aspects of just being willing to apply pressure, and then if you don't immediately think that there's a chance of a kill, translocate out just so that you can get back in sooner. And then I think that's going to allow you to be a little bit more aware of your surroundings, I guess, as well, because it demands for you to know, okay, how much attention am I going to get when I go for this play, and from how many people? So like this engage right here. How much attention are you going to get for this?
A lot.
A lot. So what should you miss your virus? What should you do right now?
Go out instantly, then, yeah.
Yeah, immediately translocate, right? So I mean, I can nitpick the angle as well. I would have liked a much deeper angle on backline. But there should be not even a single bullet leaving your weapon right now, right?
Okay.
Because once again, it's going to be a question of not just are you going to live, but also where are you going to go? And I don't want you here, right? So it's the forcing
Opposite
value,
direction.
and now you're backing and backing and backing and backing, shooting a tank, and backing and backing and backing. And it kind of snowballs things. You notice? Where should you go?
Left, and then
Good. I mean, it's fine. This fight's lost. Maybe try for a trade. Honestly, it's whatever. Okay. Now, I don't hate this because at least you're able to duck behind cover. The reason I don't like this is more to do with the Suzu, which probably should just prevent this entirely from happening. Because at least you can EMP here and tuck in here, and you should be okay with a little bit of your team's resource. It might be a little early. I don't know.
Yeah.
Let's see. Yeah, and it just the follow-up just isn't quite there. Now your Reinhardt strikes with a little bit of a sniper shot, I guess. So, but yeah. I mean, even here, right? Where could you go? Where's your kill threat now? It's gone, right? It's gone. So where do you go? Right now.
either say right.
Yeah, probably right. Click translocate now, right. So that then you have your virus and then you can go here, right? Instead, it's like here. And it, oh gosh, like you see how scary it is? Just go. Have a sense of urgency with setting up your next angle and setting up your next engage. I look at Sombra as somebody that is often in and out frequently. How much attention are you going to get from this engage? Sorry.
Medium, I would say, is just to make.
I would say too. Feels a little hard to predict here.
They ignore me basically.
Right. Yeah. Okay, so let's analyze this a little bit. So you're gonna hit the virus next time, right? And then where's your gonna disengage going to be, and when?
As soon as people turn to me.
Yeah, as soon as Zarya looks at you, right? Transgate, frankly, straight up in the air. I might just go straight up in the air so that I drop right back where I am, and then I virus again, and I do it again. And they come at me again, I transgate in the air, go back again, right? You know, just over and over and over again. Because again, the problem here is not that you translocated too late. You translocated fine. But because it felt like a little bit panicked, the angle that you're on is where you should either A, die, or B, do nothing. Because it's very easy to deal with you here. The angle, like I said, is not as good. Now, this angle's turned out quite okay. You see here? Don't even save your translocator. You're like, I don't want to use my translocator. Use it. Because you're not doing anything for 4 seconds anyway. Because beat and virus, right? So just translocate right now. Translocate, ma'am. And that way, so instead of being 50 HP here, you'll be 100. 200, right? Okay. Now, you know what's going to happen here. Most likely, right? Most likely you're going to get a lot of attention. So what should be the strategy here?
virus and then probably go back over the top behind me.
You don't have to go immediately, but let's see what happens. No attention, you keep shooting, right? It's fine. Yep, this is fine. Okay, let's keep going. Low risk, low reward. Here it comes.
My ult
And
is ready.
that was perfect because you translocated before you took a single tick of damage. And so, are you ready to go into this next engage? Yes. Do you have virus?
Yeah.
Yes. Do you have HP? Yes. Do you have cooldowns? Yes. You're good to go. Let's go. Oh, this is going to be quite big.
Apagando las luces.
My only critique here, obviously, Suzu. But the question is why does Suzu happen? I think, or bubble. You see that? Why does it happen? Look carefully.
Because she saw me.
How did she see you?
Yeah, because I ran before you and got to.
You got too greedy. You just need to be here, or even EMPing here. You're still gonna hit 4 people. You're still gonna hit 5 people. Just don't put
Yeah.
yourself in the middle. Yep, because that's it. Right, that kills it right there.
Yeah.
I mean, that is war crimey. Like that is terrible. That a rally 5-man EMP and it just gets completely nullified by a Suzu. But that's your responsibility. Okay.
I wondered how that happened.
So it ends up taking what? 1 more ultimate at least to finish that one. Maybe that was the plan all along, to drag it out so they don't get a touch. Very strategic of you. Low risk, low reward. Low risk, low reward. Good. And now, do you notice? By the way, you notice that like you apply it sometimes. Oh, I'm getting poked and just disengage. Cassie pushes you. He still hasn't recovered from the damage that
Yeah.
you've done to him,
I see,
and
I
you
see,
already have your virus back again. That's great. That's really good. Very good. I mean, that's just dumb. Okay, so how would you approach this, by the way? You really want to use your virus. Remember the rule. Remember the rule. Let's pretend that you had your virus, like, let's say, half a second sooner. What would you do?
Yeah, just apply it on the rights and
Right.
then just go.
Yeah, virus and translocate out, right? Virus translocate out and then come back in, and, you know, Lucius, I know Lucius, they're gonna amp heals because they're dumb, and, you know, there you go. So it's like okay. But yeah, great duel on the Cassidy. That was really well done.
I'll keep that. Yeah.
Now you know what's going to happen here. So I think whatever you do here, I think you translocate quickly, right? I think you virus and then translocate. Where do you think you can translocate? Where's reasonable for you?
I think in my mind I said to dueling him, so I think
Behind?
I dodge. Yeah, behind him and then. Yeah.
Yeah, that's fine. High risk, high reward. Keep shooting. Nobody's looking at you. Nobody's looking at you. The second they look at you, translocate out, though. Keep shooting. Keep shooting. See, actually, here, you didn't need to translocate out. Why?
Because nobody was looking at me. Yeah.
Right. And so why was translocating out bad then? Because if it doesn't matter, then just whatever. But, like, it's bad because...
I got value there, and then the Lucio that is getting
Right.
low. And,
Right. Your angle got worse, essentially. Right? And so this is a much worse angle, and you used the cooldown to get it. Ooh, wait. Now you stick with it here, even though you're low, because there's a chance of a kill, right? I mean, this is fine. This is just part of it. That's part of the Sombra game right there, where you took a risk going for Bastion. You translocated out, and you died. That's okay. I just don't want you dying when there was no chance of getting a kill, essentially.
Apagando las luces.
yeah,
Kiriko-
it happened twice.
Kiriko is even with the Lucio here. Like when you telegraph these things, they will shut it down. I know. Okay, the problem with Sombra players, and I work with many Sombra players, master, like even players like Fitzy, right? I've coached Fitzy before, and they have like this image in their brain of like this big
Yeah,
player.
yeah, exactly. Yeah,
You know,
true.
and so many times that image is what will cost you. Like, oh, I shut down the thing. It's like the design of the character baits you into doing bad plays. The reality of Sombra is that there are a lot of fun plays that you can do, but a lot of times it's just kind of boring. It's just good old fashioned. Like right now, you know what you do? You translocate over here, or you translocate here, wrap here, and then just solo EMP and kill the Lucio.
Okay, yeah.
You know, or you solo EMP, or you two-man EMP the Kiriko and the Lucio, and then you just try to murder the Kiriko before she gets away, and you probably do because there's no healing, right? Or you EMP the backline, everyone looks at you, and you just translocate out at full HP, and they use both Suzu and Beat and Kitsune and Hinder and Amp, right? And and your team is just like taking 0 damage, right? Because this is like cool. But it's just
I was afraid of the high noon, so I didn't even recognize the Kiriko there.
Well, the crazy thing about High Noon
You can avoid it by
it doesn't shoot. It doesn't shoot invisible people. So, you know, the High Noon's only a risk when you translocate into it, right?
No, I meant for the team. I just want to stop it.
Oh, I see. Yeah.
Because they were pushing into the point.
I understand. I understand totally. I don't think.
I get whatever you said before. So it makes
to be very
sense.
clear, I don't think it was a bad play. Like out of all the I much prefer this EMP to the EMP over here that got Suzu, just because he walked into the Kiriko, right? At least that one made sense. This is good. Just don't take damage. So like once you're here, and you're here, as soon as you see this, you should already be translocating out, and maybe not even re-peeking this. I mean, that's insanity.
Yeah.
That's again the Sombra just tells you just to do things, and you just do it, and you don't know why. I think it's the thing that Sombra is always that potential. You know, like you can hit those viruses, you can hit those headshots, you can grab the health back, and so it tempts you. So I would like to take some notes here on your Sombra play and set some goals. So what do you see? What are some things that you think you can work on?
I think the going in out really fast or faster, that is something I haven't done much that I can concentrate on. I really enjoy that with Wrecking Ball. And then looking at where I can hack people before I engage them, especially assassinate them as well.
I think the in and out cycles, the uptime for downtime for uptime, and so on is by far the most important thing for you. By far, it's not even particularly close. It's going to cut down your deaths. It's going to increase your amount of kills. It's going to increase your total number of damage and virus and build your MPs faster, and so on. The reason why it's so important is because it's not just a tip for Sombra. It is Sombra, right? Like it is exactly how you play the character, and so solving that is going to be crucial. When to hack, when not. MECD, isolation, ease of hitting virus, etc. I'm trying to think if there's anything else. EMP setups. Try to have locator. Don't be especially greedy. Think of it as assassination guaranteed. With bonus team value. The team value, the hitting multiple targets is a side bonus. The priority is, can I actually secure this pick? And it doesn't have to be backline. So let's say that you're playing one of those low risk, low reward angles, right? And you're getting help from your Zenyatta, let's say. Okay. Winston jumps you. You're going to EMP that. And he's going to die instantly. You see this all the time when there have been Sombra metas, even prior to her rework in Overwatch League. EMP was sometimes fat, usually not, because people aren't stupid and group up, right? So if people are not grouped up, like most good teams won't, you just take what's given. You just look at what's the most accessible target for my team, what's the most accessible target for me, and then do it. That's it. Because it really is an I win button most of the time. assuming you have virus, right? Like it really is almost impossible to beat a Sombra with EMP, and you need to utilize that. So if you hit multiple targets, that's great, but just prioritize when you're setting it up. Yeah. And I think the big thing is just what are you doing with your locator as well. So because people are going to look at you the second that you press Q, so abuse that. Okay, I would work at these things one at a time. If there's any other details that maybe we spoke about earlier in the review and you're like, oh, I want to remember that and practice that, you can work on those as well. I would mix things up, how often you work on them. I think a lot of people get this mindset of like, I don't move on to the second thing until I fix the first thing. But that's a really dumb way of looking at it because it's really boring, right? You're not going to master in and out cycles in a day, a week, a month, a year, or in your lifetime, right? So just practice it, even if you don't even see improvements until you get a little bored. Maybe that's a day. Maybe that's just one game. And then move on. Mix it up. Keep it fresh. And I recommend that for any heroes. Okay, any questions?
No.